In this last overview lecture, we will discuss object grabbing and shooting. As you can see, we can grab different objects right now. In case of a cube, it will maintain its relative position. In case of a gun, it's gonna be snapped directly to the motion controller. Let's see how it's implemented. Let's open our cube blueprint as an example and the pistol blueprint. Here we have our cube, just a static mesh with a grab component attached to it. As you can see, the grab type is set to free, and we have a haptic feedback for the moment we actually grab the cube. Let's check what the grab component is. So, it's a sting component, which means it can be attached to an actor and it has a transform, so location rotation in a world. First, we set whether we have to simulate physics on drop, and we set a collision profile. Externally, we initiate the grab by calling the try_grab function. When we want to drop it, we call try_release. Here, as you can see, depending on the grab type, we're gonna execute different logic. These are the types we have right now. For free grab, we're gonna turn off the physics, then just attach the object to the controller, so everything will remain where it was before. As you can see, we have keep world everywhere here. And we're gonna set is held to true, which will indicate that the object was successfully grabbed. In case of the snap, we also turn off the physics, attach, but here we're gonna set the correct relative location and rotation. As a result, the owner actor will be attached in a way that its grab component will be exactly where the motion controller is. For the custom, we're gonna do no attachment, just gonna set the is held to true. Then we check whether the object was successfully grabbed. We set the reference to the motion controller that was grabbing us. Here we play the haptic effect before notifying everyone about the fact that we were grabbed. For the case when grabbing failed, we return false. Let's see what happens when we try to drop the object. Here, depending on the grab type, we will or simulate the physics or just detach and keep the world position, location, and scale. And after that, we're gonna set the isHeld variable to false, which will indicate that no one is holding us. After that, we're gonna check whether we are still held by someone, and if not, we will notify everyone about the fact that we've been dropped. Let's now go back to VRPwn and check how the grabbing is done from its side. So it's handled here with two input actions, left and right. This function here allows us to get the grab component nearby. We are just doing a simple sphere trace. It uses the physics body as a filter for tracing. If the trace returns a physical body actor, we have to check whether it has any grab components. For example, our cube will return this one. Then we will iterate over all grab components that object has and will find the closest one to us. And we will not consider any grab components that are too far. Then we will just return, but keep in mind, this can be null. It means we failed to find an object with grab component close enough to us. But if we found one, we will call try_grab on it. If try_grab returns true, which means that we have successfully grabbed it and the object is held, we will set the references and clear the reference of the other hand if necessary. So this will allow us to switch hands, like grab by left, then grab immediately by right, and the other way around. Here on complete, we will try to drop the object if we held any. So we will call try_release. And if it will return true, we will just clear the reference to it. What is also useful and important are these event dispatchers. These are the way how we can tell everyone interested that we've been grabbed or dropped. Other actors can subscribe to these events and they will be notified. Here, for example, they will be notified that we were grabbed. And as you can see here in Pistol, we are detecting those events by subscribing to its grab component. Over here, you can see the bindings. And we need this because when we grabbed, we will push a specific input context. Or, on the other hand, we will remove it when we were dropped. Those inputs gonna be used to detect if you want to shoot from the pistol. Here they are. When we trigger this input, we're gonna find first the muzzle location and rotation, which is just an empty string component over here. And next we're gonna use it to spawn a bullet. Let's quickly take a look. So here it is, our bullet. As you can see over here, it has the projectile movement component. This is a very important thing that is used for projectiles like this, and it can correctly simulate the movement of a bullet with gravity without really simulating physics, so it's very useful sometimes. Let's try to visualize how the grabbing works by setting here the debug for duration. And set the duration, let's say, to 5. Okay, now let's compile, put your headset on and try to run in VR Preview. So as you can see right now, whenever I trigger the grabbing, we can see the sphere that is used for the trace. Here we grab nothing, nothing. Here we successfully grabbed the cube, dropped it, then let's try to grab a gun. It got snapped. So that's how grabbing and shooting works at the moment.